Do you have a down jacket or a down sleeping bag at home that you're afraid to wash because it might ruin the filling? You're not alone. I had this down jacket for over 4 years and I never washed it so far, and it shows. A hardcore backpacking friend of mine told me about these two products here, and they really took away the fear that I had for all these years to wash my gear. In this video, I'm going to show you in 5 easy steps how to clean your down gear and how to revitalize it to restore the water repellency so it keeps you as warm as on the day you bought it. Hi everyone, this is Andrea with Adventures and Dreams, and I'm bringing you another backpacking and camping tip video today. Our down gear is so vital on our adventures. It keeps us warm on those crisp mornings, around the campfire, and on those starry nights. There's nothing like the feeling of a warm puffy or your down sleeping bag on those cold nights. But in order to keep this gear for many years, you need to take good care of it. And I have definitely failed at this for the last few years or so, but today is the day we're going to try this out. Make sure to empty all your pockets before you wash your clothes, especially tissues. I also close all the zippers to protect my clothes when washing. My jacket is pretty dirty from years of use without washing it, and so I use the Nikwax washing solution to pre-clean it a little bit, especially around the cuffs and the collar. Before you start washing your jacket or other clothes, make sure to check the label first to see what temperature you need and if it's okay to machine wash it. It's recommended to use a front-loading machine, but if you have a top-loader, make sure it doesn't have an agitator like this thing here. I used this in the past and it tore holes into my clothes and it was not fun. I add the Nikwax washing solution directly to my washing machine, followed by some water before I even add the jacket. This way it's already pretty well mixed. Based on my label, I set my washing machine to the delicate cycle and to warm water. It's only lukewarm at this point, not 30 degrees Celsius. If you have a front-loading washing machine, you have to put everything in at the beginning, because once you start the cycle, it locks the machine, of course. After adding my jacket to the partially filled washing machine, the washing can begin for real now. Because the washing machine is so empty, I had to poke the jacket several times to submerge it and kind of move it around. A front-loading machine would definitely not have this problem. Of course the water will drain here, it will add more water to rinse the jacket, and then we'll spin it to begin the next process. When the washing cycle is done, I remove the jacket so I can add my Nikwax proving liquid. Just like before with my wash liquid, I just want to make sure that it mixes really well with some of the water before I add my jacket again. But of course, if you have a front-loading machine, you can't do this and you just have to add everything at once. This time I use cold water and the delicate setting so I can proof my jacket. I partially fill the washing machine with water again to let it mix really well, and then I add my jacket again to fill it all the way. The jacket only partially submerges because the machine is so empty, and so again I just move it around a bit and poke it in the water. You can run the spin cycle 2 or 3 times to dry the jacket a little bit more, and then it's time to put it in the dryer to finish it up. These reusable wool drying balls help in many ways. They puff up your jacket and they reduce the time it takes to dry because they absorb so much moisture. I use the air-only setting on my dryer because even when I use delicate, it's too warm, I think. After each 20-minute cycle, I test the jacket to see how wet it still is, and I even turn it inside out to dry everything properly. It took about 2 hours to dry with the air-only setting. After going through all the trouble of washing it, I noticed that there is still a bit of dirt on the collar here. You can see a bit of the shininess here in this area, and I'm going to treat it one more time. We'll soak it a bit in the bathtub. We'll hand wash it really thoroughly in these areas that are kind of dirty still. And then we'll prove it again. We'll dry it in the dryer for 3 hours or so. And we'll see how it looks after that. The bathtub is probably the easiest way to soak your jacket and to wash it afterwards. And so I fill it up partially, add my wash again to the water, and soak it for probably an hour and a half. It's time to put in some extra work on those areas that were still a bit dirty, so I wash it gently, especially the cuffs and the collar area. After gently squeezing out as much liquid as I can, I put the jacket back in the washing machine for the rinse cycle with cold water. We'll also prove it again and then we'll dry it just like before. After a couple of days of washing my jacket, first the normal way in the washing machine and then again by soaking it and by hand washing it, I finally have the results that I wanted. The jacket looks a lot better. The collar is still a little bit dirty, but it looks way better. I'll show you side by side how the most dirty areas look like before I washed them and when I was finally done with this procedure. One glance already makes it pretty apparent that this jacket really needed some washing. I use it so many days of the year. Although the sun makes it a bit brighter here in this video, you can clearly see that it's so much cleaner. The collar was definitely one of the most problematic areas, and it did a pretty good job cleaning it, even though it was not 100% clean yet. The cuffs were a problem as well, but I think the wash did a pretty good job cleaning them and they look almost like new again. The pockets are another area that were super dirty, but here it did an amazing job to clean it and I can't even tell anymore. So what do you think about the results? I'm definitely convinced because the jacket looks like night and day. And I think these products really made a difference here. The Nikwax wash and the proof. Yeah, I can't believe the difference, and I also can't believe that I've waited so long to wash my jacket. But it was really just a matter of finding the right product before I was brave enough to try this. The other thing that really made a difference also is using these wool balls here that really fluff up the jacket and help kind of speed dry the whole process a little bit. I've been using them for maybe 5 years now in every wash that I have, and they look almost like new. None of this fluff comes off of them, and they're just a little bit gray because yeah, I've used them so many times now. So yeah, what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, if you've washed your down jackets or down gear before, perhaps with other solutions, with other soap, I would love to hear about it. And if you want to buy these products here, all the wool balls, I'll add the links down below in the description as well as in the comments of the video. So I hope this helped you a little bit. I hope you learned something, and I definitely want to hear from you if you try this yourself and what your results are.
I have more tip videos on my channel, and I link the playlist at the end of the video so you can find them easily. If you have some suggestions for more videos, please add some comments down below, and also follow me on Facebook and add comments there as well. That would be awesome. Well, take care my friends, and I'll see you next time.